welcome to another episode of Talking Tea Tuesday. Today I have for us a focus on fruit tea candles. We have 5 in this episode. My name is Tracy, and this is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you really like this tea series, give me a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe because there's going to be an episode like this every Tuesday until I run out of the tea candles in my research. So let's start with our cold impression. I'm not going to go in any particular order, but I will begin with the Tea House candle White Peach. Now this is a Canadian company that does only tea fragranced candles. So every single candle they sell, they don't have a whole lot. I think it's like 8 or 9 in their collection, but each one just smells fabulous on cold. I absolutely love their product. They do always send a little scent note card in the box. This one says, immerse yourself in a sweet, juicy white peach as it transports you to springtime and summer bliss. Embrace the natural sweetness as it intertwines perfectly with gentle whispers of black tea, creating an elevated aroma and sophisticated serenity. Additional notes of musk are combined with white peach and black tea, creating a unique blend of tea inspiration you can be sure will leave a lasting impression. All right, y'all, let's smell this one. Oh, it's pretty. I definitely get the black tea first, which I was a little bit worried with this being a peach fragrance that I'd get peach first. But I do get that black tea in there. It kind of just smells like an English breakfast or like a Lipton's, but it's not strong. I think it's light, but it's well balanced with the peach that's in here. And the peach is juicy and just a little bit, it's almost like sour. There's a high pitch element to it, but it doesn't go quite far to the point of like smelling urine-y. It's almost floral, which also might be coming from the musk. Yeah, just juicy, earthy. Love the label on these two. They keep them really simple. And then this one is color coded to align with it being a peach candle. And this jar is, let's see, I think these are 7 ounces. Got the box here, 8 ounces. So this is an 8-ounce pour. And I love that they do 2 things. One is they do 2 wicks. And these are, looks like just braided, maybe cotton wicks. But they also do a shorter, wider jar. So unlike the single wick from like Bath and Body Works, which is tall and has a more narrow opening with 1 wick, they do the shorter, wider with 2 wicks, and that makes it so that you get a larger wax pool when it melts. I love how chic these are. They're just very simple, pretty. You do have to import these, and that was expensive. The shipping with like the import fees made this a pretty pricey candle. I'm going to go ahead and put the price up here, but I wanted to try it. I was doing the tea research, so I sprung for it. The next 2 I have are by Kringle. One is a country candle and the other is a Kringle candle. And these are both in the daylight size. I didn't spring for the larger candles just because these are 2 fragrances that I'm not really committed to, but I did want to give them a try for this episode. I will be burning these in a very small space just to give you an idea of how they throw for their size. And unlike in my coffee series, I'm not necessarily doing like a rubric or comparing specifically on criteria that would, peg a candle this size against a candle this size. Instead, I'm just going to share with you my warm impressions and like the burn quality. So a little bit more fair, I think, to Kringle and Country, given that I'm always going with these daylights. So this one is lemon tea and roses. Let's not be confused by just a single rose. And the scent notes on this one are, top notes are lemon, grapefruit, bergamot, and green. Mid notes are jasmine, violet, basil, mint, and rose. And the base is moss, amber, sandalwood, and musk. So honestly, I did this in the fruit tea series, but given the scent notes, this also probably could have been like categorized as an herbal tea as well. But when I smelled it on cold, I really just get a lot of lemon. So I did put it in the fruit episode instead. It's very soapy. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know that I would want to drink this if it was a tea. But it's kind of like like a lemon cleaner or lemon soapy note. And then you get just what kind of feels like a blend of green and floral. It's almost powdery or like dusty floral. It's very pretty. I'm just not sure it's what I would think of for tea and like wanting to drink it, especially because on the label, which is I think really cute, has let me get that the right way up. Has like a couple of cups of tea with lemon floating in it, and I would expect to smell more tea and more lemon that smells drinkable. But yeah, that's just very soapy. So these little daylights are what? They're not very large. They are 1.5 ounces and they're meant to burn for 10 to 12 hours. I usually get these during like a half price sale. So I usually pay $2 for these, but full price is $4. Usually a good sample and that's about it. It's good for my research. That way, if I don't like it, I'm not committed to it for life. The other one I have, so this one's the country candle. The other one I have from Kringle is the Kringle candle of cherry chai. This one, y'all, I don't know about, I snagged it because it belongs in here. Chai actually means tea, and I feel like it's representative of what I would expect a chai to smell like. Chai is usually just either fruit or spice that's turned into a tea by adding water and then seeping. And this definitely smells like dried cherries that have been seeped in water. Scent notes are strawberry and red berry for the top. Mid is cherry, cinnamon, and almond. And then the base is chai spice, vanilla, clove, and cardamom. And usually chai spice is like a combination of clove, cinnamon, cardamom is sometimes in there, nutmeg. It's really versatile and you can kind of make it what you want. And I get cherry. Maybe a hint of a berry, like a red berry. The spice is very mild. It definitely is not as spicy as I would expect from a chai tea, which is why I put it in the fruit episode and not the chai episode, because this doesn't smell like a chai candle to me. It smells fruity. The cherry doesn't lean too medicinal. I feel like it's well balanced with like the sweetness of the other fruit that's in there. And I do get a hint of the almond, which is nice. Makes it feel more edible. But the spice is very tame. I'm excited to try it. Glad I got the small one in case I don't like it. And then the picture on that's cute too. Has a cherry floating in a cup of water. The next two are big boys, 14.5 ounces. One of them I picked up for this episode is Bath & Body Works Iced Dragonfruit Tea. Now this is last year's label. I did get this at SAS. I bought this actually before I was even planning on doing a tea series. Haven't burned it yet. I've kind of just been saving it for this series. My husband's like, when are we going to burn it? I'm like, sorry, gotta wait. Wax on this one is white with core wicks. A little bit worried about how close this wick right here is to the jar. It's definitely off-centered. Jar is nice. It's glass, and it looks like yeah, that's colored glass. That's not a label. So that'll be really pretty when it's burning. I'll go ahead and post this year's label of the Iced Dragonfruit in case you want to snag that. That's probably still out. Probably will be at Summer Sass, and since I got this at Winter Sass, it might even be at Winter Sass next year, or at the end of the year. That smells nice. Okay, scent notes on this one are tropical dragon fruit, vibrant green tea lemonade, sweet coconut milk. Now I could have put this in the green tea episode, but this candle really smells like fruit tea to me, so I put it in this episode. Yeah, it's very bright, very juicy, a little bit sour. It almost smells sour to me. You definitely get tropical vibes. I don't get a green tea. I'm not even sure I would say I get like a lemonade note. It's definitely sugary. It's definitely tropical. That coconut milk is very subtle. This is not a coconut candle. This is definitely a dragon fruit candle with kind of an essence of coconut. Just brings a little bit of creaminess and earthiness to it without going like sunscreen, summer lotion vibes. Yeah, bright, juicy, fruity. Husband will be very excited that we're burning that. And then the last one in this episode is the Japan candle from Goose Creek. This is a part of their World Traveler collection. And I picked this one up because it was a new release and I was excited about it, but also because it has a peach note and I wanted to see how it compares to this peach one. So this one is the green tea and white peach candle. Scent notes are juicy white peach, green tea, and sugared ice. Yeah, I feel like this has similar essence as the dragon fruit. There's like a sourness or like tartness to the peach. Almost goes too bright. I don't really get a strong element of like a green tea. This doesn't feel grassy. It's not matcha-esque at all. It almost smells soapy, and I'm wondering if green tea notes in candles are like soapy vibes. Because in my green tea episode, which if you have not checked that out, I'll link that in the description, a lot of those smelled soapy to me, and the only one that didn't was the one that was actually labeled matcha, which was a beautiful candle from Crate and Barrel. So I'm wondering if green tea in the candle world just means like soapy. It's not what most green teas actually taste like. So it reminds me a little bit of the peach in this one, but tartar. And the sourness of the fruit in this one reminds me quite a bit of the kind of sourness, brightness in the iced dragon fruit. And then I feel like there's just this element in this one that reminds me a little bit of the soapiness that's in this one, the lemon tea and roses. So these are all very much in the same vein. Like I think if you liked one, you might like all of these. So far on cold, my favorite by far is going to be this white peach candle from Tea House Candles. Then I would say number 2 would probably be the iced dragon fruit. Number 3, I'm feeling the Japan candle. 4, I would say probably the lemon tea and roses. And then, no big surprise, if you watch my channel at all, I'm not a huge cherry fan. So cherry chai is my 5th choice. But keep in mind, I don't like cherry, so I'm biased. But I do want to burn it just to get an idea of what this smells like so that you can get an idea. So I'm going to go light these up, and after the cut, I'll give you my burn impressions and let you know how these did in terms of burn quality and scent quality. All right, y'all, I have finished up all 5 of these candles. I feel like I've got some good insight into how they evolve, and some of these really did evolve on warm for me and not in the best ways possible. I'm going to go ahead and just rank these from my least favorite to my most favorite and share with you information about what I discovered during my analysis. Number 5, I'm awarding to lemon tea and roses. This candle is not a tea candle. I'm just going to start with that. I don't like that it was labeled lemon tea. I also, after burning it, now on cold, I feel like I got a lot more of the lemon. Yeah, and very little of the rose. However, on warm, it's the reverse. I feel like I got a lot of rose and not much lemon. It also becomes very powdery and deodorant-like. I feel like that rose fragrance is like a blush or dusty rose. If you like powdery florals, I think you would really enjoy this candle. The lemon is not bright enough. It doesn't come through strong enough. You get just this hint of citrus in the background when this is lit. And it ends up reading just like a floral candle. I don't get an essence of tea. I don't want to drink this. It's too perfumey for me. In general, just super disappointed with this on warm. In terms of strength and throw, I would say the strength was light. I don't feel like I got a really strong presence of the candle, and the throw was average. Again, I'm burning this in my bathroom space. It's a tiny bathroom. This candle should be able to fill the space without problem, and it struggled a bit. I would not recommend this as a tea candle. If you like dusty rose candles, you might enjoy this one. It's definitely not a repurchase for me. It is a one and done. In 4th place, I would put, and I like this candle, so it's a little bit difficult for me to put it in that place, but I would put the Tea House candle White Peach in 4th. This candle has so much potential. First of all the candles so far in this series, I feel like this one did pretty well on delivery. It's not super strong. It didn't have amazing throw, but compared to some of the other ones from this company, it did pretty good. Burned this one in my bathroom as well. I feel like it filled out the space. It was detectable. You could smell it. It wasn't overpowering, but it was good. The peach note in here, absolutely beautiful. It's subtle, it's sweet, it's juicy. It doesn't go too high pitched. You actually get the black tea note in here, which is really pleasant. The reason why it's coming in fourth place is because the musk note that's in here absolutely does not belong. It took this candle to a place that felt imbalanced. I feel like I couldn't figure out if I was sniffing an earthy musky candle or a peach tea candle. It became very body care, body spray-esque and not tea. Like, I wouldn't want to drink this when it's on warm. On cold, I don't feel like that musk note comes out as much. I can smell it now, having burned it. It's just not pleasant. I don't know who the fragrance person is that added musk and thought that was a good idea. If they took that scent note out, beautiful candle. I would rebuy this. It's so pretty. The peach is so subtle. The black tea is so nice, but that musk just ruins it for me. And I like musk. Just want to highlight, I like musk as a fragrance. I don't like this musk, and it does not work in this candle. So sad that that turned out the way it did on warm. Definitely not would repurchase this. The quality of these is always amazing. I feel like it's a clean burn. I didn't have any issues with dudding. Got a little bit of wax residue in the wax pool, but for the most part, these are solid burn candles, and just disappointed with the fragrance. Number 3, I assigned to the Iced Dragonfruit Tea from Bath & Body Works. Now, the Hubs was very excited about this candle. He doesn't like it. He says that it's too high-pitched and it doesn't do it for him. And this is a very high-pitched, sour, tart dragon fruit. I do feel like it reads a little bit like urine when it's burning. I didn't get much of the green tea element at all. Really, on warm, all I get with this is that dragon fruit. And I would also argue that it's not really well rounded by the coconut milk. I would expect the coconut milk to kind of pull down the brightness and the sourness of the dragon fruit, make it a little more creamy, a little more well-rounded. This is just a very, to me, abrasive dragon fruit scent. Now, if you like dragon fruit, you will love this candle. However, if you're looking for a tea candle that has a hint of dragon fruit, this is not it. This is a dragon fruit candle. I do not get the green tea in this at all when burning, which was a huge disappointment given that this is labeled a tea candle and I thought that I would get more of it. It felt simple, it felt one-dimensional, and in general, I just wanted more complexity given the scent notes. Strength and throw is solid. I feel like it did well in my test space in the garage. It filled up the space. It was strong if you were sitting right next to it. Didn't do so well up here. I did burn this in my open concept space as well. So it can do a small room, but I don't know that I would say I would use it in open concept. I did get just a little bit of sooting. You can see over here. Not too bad though, compared to other Bath & Body Works candles I've burned. Wax pool stayed relatively clean. I didn't have a lot of issues with sooting or dudding wicks. In general, this performed pretty solid. In second place, and this is going to surprise y'all, but I'm awarding it because it is, I think, of the bunch, the most authentic candle here, and that is the cherry chai. This straight up smells just like cherry tea. If you like cherry tea, get this candle. I'm not a fan of cherry. I don't hate this particular fragrance, but I also don't really like it. I respect it because it is what it says it is, and I think it legitimately smells drinkable, and it legitimately smells like cherry tea that I have tried in the past. I will say that my history with cherry tea is usually at like a work conference or a hotel. I'm wanting something not caffeinated. I go over to the table and there's chamomile or cherry. And I'm like, I don't like chamomile tea. I like the way chamomile smells. I don't like drinking it. So I'm going to get the cherry. And I feel like I always have like high hopes that cherry tea is going to be like sweet. For some reason, my brain tells me it's going to be more like soda. And then it just tastes like the really kind of tartness of cherry with water, which is what tea is. So it's how it's supposed to, but I'm always disappointed in cherry tea when I drink it. This smells just how that cherry tea tastes. It's got a tartness to it. It's high-pitched, but it also has a tea element. I do feel like I'm smelling hot cherry tea. In terms of strength and throw, the strength was medium leaning towards low. It was detectable in my bathroom, but I craved more of it. And in terms of throw, it really kind of just hovered around the candle. It did not fill up my bathroom space. Now, I'm sure if you bought the bigger size, you would have much more throw. However, this should still have filled up my bathroom space given its size. Other Kringle and Country candles in the daylights do. So it's on the light side. But again, if you enjoy cherry tea, this is a no-brainer. Pick this one up. It won't be a repurchase for me. I did seriously consider it with the recent Memorial Day sale because it was on markdown, but I just don't love it enough to burn the bigger size. And that means number one, which might be also surprising to y'all, is the Japan candle, which has the peach note in it. In terms of comparing this to the white peach from Tea House Candles, this one's a stunner. They don't compare because again, the musk note in this really ruins it. This really grew on me. By the time I got to the end of it, I feel like I was really enjoying it. I still don't get a strong sense of green tea in here. To me, this is just a nice peach floral candle. It's lighter in that way. I can see where this has a tea essence to it. It's not a really strong peach. I don't think they were aiming for it to smell like you just cut up a peach or you're eating peach candy. It's subtle, it's sweet, it adds a hint of just warmth to the candle that I really enjoy. I do wish that I got more grassy notes from green tea or more matcha. I'm craving more complexity with this one because really to me it just ended up smelling like a peach candle. But a good peach candle. Now I'll say I did some Googling because I was trying to figure out like, this just doesn't scream Japanese green tea to me. I think of matcha first and foremost, but if I'm not going to think of matcha, which is a ceremonial tea, then I would think of something really grassy. And I was a little bit frustrated that they went with a peach tea for Japan. So I looked up, like, do Japanese people even drink peach tea, right? And I know that Kent played a role in designing this series. I think his sister lives in Japan. So I just had this feeling there's got to be something. And I found out that apparently there are vending machines in Japan, and one of the most popular drinks is a peach green tea drink. And it's not your traditional green tea, it's like a sweet, syrupy, peachy green tea. And then a light bulb went off and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So not what I would think of as a traditional Japanese tea, but apparently peach green tea is very popular in Japan in vending machines, so I will allow this and consider this authentic. In terms of strength and throw, this is a pretty light candle. I didn't get a lot of strength out of it. You could definitely smell it if you were near it. It was strong enough if you were near it, but in terms of throw, it doesn't have much at all. You want to be sitting close to this, and it can fill up the garage, but it's very subtle. So I would say if you're looking for a lighter peach fragrance, pick this up. If you're looking for a powerhouse peach, you're not going to want this one. You're also not going to want this one if you're craving any sort of like tea note other than a very light fruity tea note, because you don't get the green tea element in this at all, which is also why it ended up in the fruit tea and not in the green tea episode. All right, y'all, that's the ranking for my fruit tea episode. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these. I'd love to answer them to the best of my ability. And if you have any of these and you want to contribute and add any comments, feel free to put those below. I would love to learn from you, and I know my viewers would as well. If you appreciated this episode of Talking Tea Tuesday, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. We do still have a couple more episodes on the horizon. We have our herbal tea, our southern tea, and what I'm calling our world traveler tea episode. Those are all really good ones. There's some exciting candles in those episodes, so I hope you stick around and make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you see those in your feed as they are released. I'll see you again tomorrow, and until then, take care. Bye-bye.